You are welcome to Farm News Desk with me, Legally Saba Chibinga, who is here to share the knowledge, the information, the skill, and the technical advice. I thank you for viewing. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for subscribing. And above all, for all your comments you submit. Let me apologize, in most cases, I take time to respond to your messages. This is the reason why we shot the video regarding to the questions and the comments you submit. You see, when we talk of poultry industry, if it's a recap, we talked about the local chicks. We talked about the commercial layers. We talked about the breeders. Now, I want you who is viewing to compare the two. The Kroilers and the Sassos. Now, Kroilers, they resemble the locals. They are multicolor. And the Sassos always are in one color, brown. But if it is into business, we have three types of businesses in chicken or in poultry. One, for laying eggs as commercial eggs. Two, for laying eggs for hatching to become a producer. Three, for meat. As we are in Uganda here, most of the people or the community, they would desire to eat the local chicken. If not that, the chicken which resembles the local. So this is why we talk about the Kroilers. The growth rate of Kroilers and the Sasso is the same. They differ in color. Feeding remains the same. The infrastructure, rather the house, remains the same. Now, if you are to be into live chicken selling, I would advise you to go into Kroilers. But if you are to be slaughtering, selling in kilograms, you can go into Sasso. The laying span of Kroilers and Sasso is the same, 3 years to 7 years. So my viewers, from 1 day old to 4 months of either Kroilers or Sasso, the feeds required per chick or per hen or per cock is 14 kgs from 1 day old to 4 months, regardless of the breed. Because when we talk of the structure, the house, if it is well ventilated, it has enough air, it has enough light. Down here, what we call the litter, it is covered with coffee hussks. One, you will be preventing the avian flu. Two, you will be preventing the fowlpox. Three, you will be preventing coccidiosis if you use the coffee hussks. Let me remind you this. Some people complain and lament that there is no way we can get the coffee husks unless when you are not in Uganda. Coffee, it's countrywide. If you feel you cannot manage to get the coffee husks, you can use the maize cob. That one is going to work. If not that, use the groundnut husks. but not rice brand. The reason why I don't recommend rice brand, those rice brand, they have itching characteristics. Even if you are the one and you put them here and you start rubbing, you'll feel the pain. So as Farm News Desk, our broad objective here is to see that we can empower everyone, regardless of your nationality, your tribe, gender, level of education, type of employment or profession. Because learning doesn't stop where you are. We need to share everything which you need to share, such that if somebody goes into such a business with the knowledge and skill, will minimize the losses. That's why we are here. We are comparing the Kroiler's breed and the Sasso breed. Growth rate is the same. Feeds consumption is the same. The space is the same. But if it is live selling, people consider taking the multicolor other than taking the single colored chicken. This is me legally. From 1 day old, the type of feed we need to feed them, it is what we call the pellets. And we have 4 types of pellets. We have that one, what we call the pre-starter, for 1 day old chick to 7 days. Then we have the starter. It is from 7 days to 8 weeks. Then from there, we can change from the pellets to mixed feeds. As I promised you, that it is very alarming but interesting. Whoever is viewing, I have a friend in Zambia, is called Joseph. You always ask, how can we make the concentrates from jaca beans? This is practical. The concentrates you always use, if you are not using the ingredients of the fish, cotton meal, blood meal, sunflower meal, the shells, soya bean, you can use either lab or jaca beans. But what you have to put or to note it down, these jaca beans and lab have to be roasted such that they change the color. If it is jaca beans, from white to brown or red. And the percentage of jaca beans, it is between 35 to 45. And the percentage proteins of fish or silver fish is 18%. And that of soya bean is 10%. Now you can see. You see, I'm always honest, but the problem I have, our training, our sensitization here and sharing is uncomfortable to some of those who are in this business. You see, in Uganda here, we always welcome the tourists who come from Europe or worldwide. But the question is, if they come to Uganda, what is their broad objective of coming to Uganda? Mainly Uganda in Africa. It is because Uganda, this is the pearl of Africa, which contains all types of trees. And these trees, they don't stay in hotels, but they normally go to national parks, to forests reserve. Once they go there, they need to see These wild animals, what do they feed on not to get sick? These wild birds, what do they feed on not to get infected or to get sick? You will find that somebody who is in the national park there will have a look at the giraffe eating those leaves, but no one can tell whether I have ever seen a veterinary officer treating an antelope, treating the buffalo, treating the elephant, but they treat themselves using plants. This is why I'm proud of myself to see that we discovered from our research the plant medicine, that plants, all those plants which are used to make the chemical medicine, both in human being and livestock. So be yourself. When we talk of farm news desk, it is not a matter of being a desk, but it is a source of wisdom and knowledge where you acquire what you need, but not what you want. Farm news desk, this is the site or the platform where you acquire or you get what you need in your life as the broad objective of fighting poverty and creating jobs through agriculture. When I talk of agriculture, it is wide, but there is what we call the crops husbandry. In that we have the crops production. And if it comes to animal husbandry, this covers the wide range of sectors, where it covers the common diseases, signs and symptoms, feeding. When I talk of feeding, this makes somebody to think feeds and feeding comes from feeds. How do we mix these feeds such that once you become your own, you don't need to be running around to see that you hunt for ready mixed feeds? You are on Farm News Desk with me, Ruigale Yisa Bachibinga. I told you before, the lifespan of Kroilers and Sasso is 3 years to 7 years in production. But we Africans, we would desire to see a hen laying an egg, and after that, it incubates. These two don't incubate. They simply lay continuously. And if at all you were to be producing one day old chick, what you do, you must have the cocks, not of the same family. You put with the hens. They start laying at 3.5 months, latest 4.5. And once it starts laying, it lays for 5 years. So whoever is viewing this business of lamenting, talking about poverty, it is you. But for us, we have played our role. The next time we are going to be into calculations such that how do we put in, we shall be on the blackboard. Because if you chose Farm News Desk to be your source of knowledge and wisdom and skill, we need to give you what you desire. Because we are not here to entertain, but we are to train. In case of anything, at times you call the producer or the manager. It's a matter of calling me. Send a text message, a WhatsApp message, or a voice note. I always respond. But at times, you may call me and I fail to pick. So it is better to use WhatsApp, then and then we need to respond. whoever is in Uganda here or outside Uganda, because I have some people from Zambia, some are in Malawi, some are from Canada, some are from Sweden, some are in Nairobi here, Kenya, some are in Rwanda. Farm News Desk, it is a no-boundary platform. So what you need to do is just to get the data, download what you want, share and subscribe, ask questions. The next time we are going to be doing it live, such that we interact with you and you ask whatever you want to ask. And we shall do that and we answer. We are located in the new tax park at Katoke stage. Some people may ask, where is the new tax park? For those who are non-Ugandans, in the city of Uganda, because now we have several cities, but the capital city of Uganda, Kampala, we are located in the new tax park at Katoke stage, 3rd floor. Once you come there, we don't charge. What you need to do, carry your head, a book, and a pen. Ask whatever you want to learn. We don't charge for that. Unless, if you want me to visit your farm, that's where I charge you. Because we leave other work such that we come to your farm and see what we can do. So, my viewers, for today, compare, take note, Kroiler and Sasso, which one would you desire? Because they grow in the same rate. Lifespan, the same. It is only the characteristics or the colors which varies. Except that you may land on the fraud that you are going into into Kroiler, and you get the local. 2, you may think that you are going into Sasso, when it's a combination of Kroiler and Rainbow. 3, you may think that you have got the genuine generation. There is what we call F1. This is the original chick or production. Then we have F2. F2, these are the chicks hatched from F1. Then we have F3. F3 is the product from F2, which came from F1. 90% of the producers, they sell F3, F4. So you don't need again to ask more. You told us Sassos, they grow fast. Of what generation did you buy? You said, Kroiler grows at 3 months. You sell them off when they are 4 kgs. But mine are 4 months, but 1.5 kg. Please note where you have bought these chicks. 2, were they vaccinated? And did you vaccinate them? 3, how do you mix the feeds for feeding them? You may get the genuine chicks, but the feeds becomes the challenge. You may be having the good breed, the best feeds, but the infrastructure, the spacing of these chicks in the house also is very crucial and important. So my viewers of Farm News Desk, for today, Kroiler can give you what Sasso can give you. But the difference is all about the colors. Kroiler are multicolor. Sasso, one single color, brown. That's where we are. Laying eggs are qualitative, good enough. Feeds, the mature one doesn't exceed 100 grams. Unlike the commercial layers, But still, my viewers of Farm News Desk, their question is you always ask, and there is one question I noted down, is about the market. Now, before looking at the market, there is one thing. Is the poultry industry viable and profitable? The answer is yes. Because if you go into Kroilers, 100 Kroilers, what you need to put in each chick up to 5 months, the input is 19,550 from 1 day old to 5 months. And the cock at 5 months is not less than 40,000. Now you can see. Assuming you have 100 cocks of 5 months, and each one you are selling it at 40,000. To be honest, that is 4M within 5 months. And the input for that, calculate each one. Let it say that the round figure it is 20,000. There is no business which can give you 200% apart from chicken. You can sell 1 day old chick, you can sell the brooded, you can sell the eggs. The eggs of Kroilers, the price is between 20 to 30,000. I'm talking of those who are in Uganda. Unlike the commercial layers, somebody asked me, what you mean that we should go away from commercial layers? The commercial layers, these are single business. They are only laying eggs. But for the Kroilers, to be honest, they can become a parent stock once you get the genuine generation. When you have 100 Kroilers, and out of the 100 you have at least 80 laying, that means each day you get 2 trays. If they are fertilized for a week, you should be having 14 trays. And 14 trays times 30 eggs. That means we'll be having 420 eggs. Put them in an incubator. We expect you to be getting 1 day old chicks 300. Sell it at a cheaper price. Each chick at 2,000 times 300. That means you will be already in 600,000 for 1 week. 600,000 just from 80 hens. Then 600,000 times 4. Now you can see it is 2.4M. If I may ask you, which business can you earn money in a week or in 1 month to be getting 2.4? It is not there. The poultry industry have the most profitable activities. If it comes to eggs, it is profitable. If it comes to selling live hens or cocks, profitable. If it comes to hatching fertilized eggs, that's where it is best. So you can be a millionaire just from 100 Kroilers, just within a period of just 18 months. If you have the capacity of having a space where you can rear 100 and 80 are layers or hens, and 20 are cocks to be producing 1-day-old chick. By the way, even if you have the F1, rear them, breed them, they start laying. Even if you sell 1-day-old chick at 1,500, nobody can challenge you. But people keep on lamenting as there is no employment. To be honest, unemployment is a general issue, crisis. Because some people think that in America there are no people who are jobless. This is a general issue worldwide. We keep on complaining about taxes. If I have my chicks at home, there is no tax I'm going to pay. But if you talk of selling other items in the shops and whatever, it is a must. You have to pay tax. But there is no taxes on chicks. There is no taxes on eggs. And even the space where you are keeping them, even if you have not owned your own space, you can rent. Because what you need to do, if you are empowered, you acquire the knowledge, you acquire the skill, to be honest, from where you are renting, that's where you will raise and expand and buy your own. I thank you for viewing, I thank you for sharing, and I thank you for subscribing. Wait for the live show after this. Then we are going to show you all what we call the plant's medicine used for vaccinating and treating our flocks. Because remember, what's the name of the platform? It is called the farm, meaning we deal with the plants live. I'm not fighting against the chemical medicine, but if you think twice when you have closed your eyes, all medicines are made from plants. But as for us of Farm News Desk, through our research, we make our own medicine for vaccinating chicks and treating all the diseases apart from the inbreeding. I have a friend who is called Joseph from Zambia, asked me, what do you mean by inbreeding? The inbreeding, this is the mounting of the cocks in the same family, mounting a sister, mounting a daughter, mounting the mom. That's what we call the inbreeding. To fight that, we separate them. And if at all we are to be controlling other diseases, one, make sure get ginger, the fresh one, pound them, get that juice. If you cannot get the juice, boil them, extract them. In every water they are taking or you are giving them, ginger is the number one, maybe, I don't know how I can term it, but it is the number one producer of all what you need to know in terms of controlling these diseases. It strengthens the immunity of the chicks and even the animals. And if it comes to diseases, all the viral diseases can be controlled and can be treated using plants. So I thank you for viewing as my viewers. I'm Legally Sabachibinga, a deserted medical clinic officer. I deserted from medical for the reason is being people who were coming to the health center I was heading, when I sat down with them after the lab tests, the results came, it was negative. As Farm News Desk, we are here from the bottom of our interest, such that we share what you need to know, what you need to understand. I decided to quit the medical and trained to be a veterinary officer. And as I speak now, we don't use chemical medicine for vaccinating, neither treating the flock or animals. We meet in the next episode. Thank you for viewing, thank you for sharing and subscribing.